Have you guys ever heard of the technique Pomodoro? Do you know how effective it can be when put into action? Using it in our daily life will lead to massive changes and results in our life. And that's exactly what we are going to discuss in this video. Hello everybody, welcome to Brainy Mood, the channel for your motivation, inspiration and success. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. So without further delay, let's examine the Pomodoro Technique. What is Pomodoro Technique? So, what exactly is Pomodoro Technique? This is an Italian term, but it stands for Time Management Technique. Pomodoro is an interactive time management technique developed by Francesco Cillaro in the late 1980s. This technique makes use of a simple timer to measure progress against various milestones, traditionally 25 minutes in duration, separated periodically by short rests. According to the Pomodoro principle, the key to effective and successful management lies in being able to measure the progress against the defined goals. The Pomodoro technique involves using timers and calendars to organize and manage time. The main concept of the Pomodoro technique is to break large projects down into small manageable parts. Each part is assigned an appropriate period of time, usually 15 to 30 minutes, and there are frequent short breaks between the project. The main idea is to divide large work tasks into small, self-contained units that can be accomplished in as short time as possible. The aim is to complete the work during the designated period without wasting any time. In the long run, this can be more productive than trying to do the job in half the time. This approach has proven to be highly effective. Furthermore, the Pomodoro technique uses a kitchen timer or an egg timer for managing the amount of time one spends on specific work units. The major advantage of using a kitchen timer is that it can be used anywhere and for any purpose, unlike the traditional time management charts, which need to be carried around and used at all times. So, how does the Pomodoro technique work? Each period of time is broken down into 4 components, which are the breakdown of work into shorter intervals, the use of a timer to remind you to take breaks, the stopping of tasks when you feel tired, and the allocation of work to another area of your time. The main purpose of the Pomodoro technique is to create a cycle of short breaks within a set period of time. You take breaks when you feel tired, but you also need to do other things, such as checking your email, taking a walk, etc., just to refresh yourself. Then, when you are done with your break, you start the cycle again. Next, you should focus on how long should you use the Pomodoro technique. This technique works for about 25 minutes. It is important to stick to the time frame of the Pomodoros as they suggest. The reason behind that is that it is not the best idea to try and increase the number of breaks you take, since it can increase the stress of the project and reduce productivity. The Pomodoro technique basically has 6 steps. 1. Choose your job and the overall amount of time you'll invest in it. 2. Start by setting a timer for 25 minutes. 3. Spend 25 minutes on the job. Avoid all distractions and multitasking impulses. 4. Start another Pomodoro after a 5-minute break for energy renewal. 5. After completing 4 Pomodoros, take a 20 to 30-minute break. 6. Repeat the steps for different tasks. In the Pomodoro technique, you can easily take a short break and then start doing things again. You can do it even while doing some other tasks that require focus and concentration. You can continue reading from the beginning and even review what you have already read several times. This is one way that you can prevent yourself from skipping necessary stages in reading material, which may negatively affect your ability to absorb the information. After reading through a couple of chapters of a book, you do not necessarily need to start reading the next chapter right away. In fact, you can even take breaks between reading a book and going back to chapters that you had not read all the way through yet. For students who spend most of their time studying during exams, it takes a lot of preparation and research to study efficiently. As such, the Pomodoro technique eliminates a lot of the pressure from cramming and requires no additional work. Even those students who cram their study sessions still manage to complete it in a much shorter period of time because of this technique. This means that they can study at their own pace and limit the time they allocate for each section. This type of study also gives you the freedom to choose how you pace your studies. In conclusion, the Pomodoro technique has proved to be successful across many different learning scenarios. So what are you waiting for? Take action now and start implementing a Pomodoro kitchen timer in your office. You won't be disappointed, and you will be working smarter, not harder. So, are you going to use the Pomodoro Technique in your daily life as well? If so, how would you plan the approach? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. With that said, I'll see you in the next video. Brainy Mood signing out.